Hey guys, welcome to Traffic Light Reviews. My name is Michael Munoz.
And I'm Steven Munoz. And on today's episode, we just felt compelled to put this out as we're getting ready for season 2 and the rest of our other movie reviews. But something happened recently, and it is something that we just felt we wanted to touch on. I do believe that is something that no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, you do know about this, like everything else that's happened in history when an influential person dies. And we are talking about the death of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And in his death, we want to remember and celebrate his career with a lot of movies that we wanted to review over time, but unfortunately, we won't be able to see any more of his in the future. So we're going to talk about some of his poignant films that, or I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like that people don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
Because he really was, in every role that he did, he really was transformative. You know, you could see it in all the works. There's not one way he chose to act. He really became the character. He really embodied what he was showing. He was a true artist to his craft, and it's just a shame that we won't get to see more from him as he died at the young age of 43.
In his short career, and he actually had a long career that most people know about because we were introduced to him in '42. Story of Jackie Robinson, first African American Major League Baseball player. In his short career, he was able to make a connection with his audience in ways that very few people can do in such a short amount of time. Particularly, of course, with his role as T'Challa in Marvel's Black Panther movies. Well, Marvel's Black Panther. He played the role 4 times in Captain America Civil War, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. And he was a hero for a lot of people on screen. Even for my son. My 2-year-old son, he loves Spider-Man and Black Panther. And Chadwick Boseman, in his short career, he also was able to play not 1, not 2, but 3 historical black figures, historical black American figures on the screen in 3 different biopics. And I thought it was hilarious at first because I just thought, oh wow, he's playing all these historical guys. So he's the new Sam Jackson. He's the new Morgan Freeman. He's the guy that's going to be in all those movies now. And he had such a level, such a range, where in every single one of those movies, he just completely disappears into the role. And the funny thing is, this is how great an actor he is. I did not know what he sounded like in real life. So I saw 42, and I didn't see him again until he appeared in Black Panther. Then I went back and I saw Get On Up, and I absolutely loved that movie. And he was so good, in Captain America Civil War when he first appeared as T'Challa. And his accent was so perfect, I guess, and this is not me saying this, I've heard it from other people. I thought that was his voice. I thought that was his accent. I thought that was the way he really spoke. And when he hosted Saturday Night Live and he came out and he sounded like, regular dude, I freaked out. I'm like, is this a character? Is that a character? See, that's how good he was. He was able to disappear into his role, even though you can recognize his face. You see his smile, you know who he is, but the character just transforms him, Only one movie, I will say, only one movie did he do where he pretty much recycled T'Challa, and he just continued that role into the Netflix film, Message to the King.
Oh, okay.
Message from the King. I saw that movie. I really liked it. It's a tough movie to watch. It's a really, awful subject matter. He's playing a character who's trying to find out what happened to his sister in America, and he's playing, an African cop. And he has the same accent that he has in the Black Panther film. So I thought it was really funny because it was just like the director was just like, okay, just keep that accent. You don't have to change anything, but Wakanda don't exist. Go. And then he does this movie, and it was really tough. But he was great in it.
Well, he did put in the work like a lot of actors do,
Yeah.
with doing a lot of bit roles, TV work, a lot of small stuff, and he put himself out there as much as he could, and I think that's what goes to show how amazing he is. That one of his breakout roles was also playing the most iconic black figure in sports history in Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
That to trust an actor with that, let alone not entirely unknown, but practically an unknown with that role.
Right.
It's truly a big deal. It really does light eyes. Like who is this guy?
Exactly. The majority of audiences didn't know him.
Yeah, and you get the role of Jackie Robinson. On top of that, you also land the role of James Brown. The movies came out 1 year after each other, so I feel like, like Get On Up didn't really get a lot of press like it should have, because I really felt like it really showed so much more of his range. Because with Jackie Robinson, I really felt like it was him and Harrison Ford, because Harrison Ford plays the owner of the Dodgers, and that relationship between the two of them in that movie, that's really where you see all of it. Like all of the high emotional range and just anything that you could really dive into and just fall into, that it immerses you so much in, is the relationship between Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford, of the owner and the player. And it's amazing. They work so well together. The owner trying to not necessarily revolutionize baseball, because he just realizes that integration is the future, and so he might as well be the first one to capitalize in on it, as in monetize it. So that's why he chooses Jackie, and how he sort of prepares Jackie for what, the abuse that he's going to face. It's really weird to see a white man scream at a black man and then pretty much try to tell him, you got to be okay with it. And let alone Harrison Ford, that we've seen in so many other lovable roles where, like, he's this good guy, and you hear him call someone the N-word, and you're like, well, all right, Harrison. I just thought it was very powerful, the what both of them did. I really thought both of them were really great in those roles. And, a lot of times you can get typecasted. So, like, is this the way you will act? And with the James Brown biopic right after, it really felt like night and day.
Oh yeah.
Like there were two different actors, two different.
I didn't even recognize him in that movie, especially when he played older James Brown, when he had the perm, sticking out, and he had the voice down, he had the moves down. Where did that come from? And from a relatively unknown actor at the time. He had done some TV, he had done, bit parts in movies here, but he was given a chance to showcase his skills, but headlining a movie, an unknown actor. The studio gave an unknown actor a chance to headline a film about James Brown and Jackie Robinson. These are people that everybody knows about, whether you love them or like them or hate them or whatever. Like, these people, these figures, and they took a chance, and it was well worth it. A lot of these movies were not like you said, they weren't widely known, they weren't widely advertised. A lot of people didn't know about them. Oh, there was a James Brown movie. Like, people didn't talk about it, but everybody talked about his performance. Everybody talked about his performance and his range. And when he was cast as Black Panther, when they made that announcement at Comic-Con, everybody lost their mind. They were just excited. They were just so excited. This guy can do it. He had the physical prowess. He had the acting ability. And who knows if he can, handle, the action aspect of it. And from what I saw, he did. He did pretty well. He was really good. He was a hero that people needed. He represented a comic book character who was, African American. Actually, it's just African. It's just straight up African. And the nation that he comes from is ahead of the rest of the world in technology. They have love, they have respect, they have honor. We need to see more of that in heroes on screen. Kids need to see that. And especially, we have to say it, kids of color, they looked at Black Panther and they said, thank you. Something for us. Because there's not a lot out there for them. I know I get excited when I see a Hispanic hero, and that's why I love Ghost Rider, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Marvel's Agents of Shield because they used a Hispanic actor, and he was great. He was great. Sometimes we don't get enough representation, and I'm not asking for it, me personally, but it is nice to see, and it's great to see positive role models for kids and parents because sometimes parents need a little help. We do,
Yeah.
and his that's why his death just threw people off because one, he was way too young, and two, he kept his cancer a secret. You know, the mainstream media, the public did not know that he was sick. And that's okay. That's nobody's business. That's not my business. That's your business. He wanted to keep that to himself. But of course, when people started talking trash about how he was losing weight and he was looking kind of skinny, people, they went to this place. But most people started thinking, oh, is he doing that for a role? Because he's so dedicated to his craft that you wouldn't put it past him to be playing a sick character, and he went all out like Christian Bale in The Machinist and decided to lose all this weight to play the character proper. And you see some of these hints in his latest film. If you watch 21 Bridges, he does look skinnier than he did in the Black Panther movie. If you watch his role in The Five Bloods, I'm sorry. Yeah, The Five Bloods. Yeah, I said it right. The Five Bloods. He looks kind of skinny in that movie.
Yeah.
But it made sense because you're thinking, oh, he's at war. They're not eating, 5-course meals like, they do here in the States. He's eating whatever he has to. He's not sleeping. They're not getting the right amount of water. Of course he's skinny. But little did we know that he was fighting colon cancer.
I think the worst part, I just read today an article, I think it came out maybe a day or two ago. Real quick, do you know the name of the guy in The Five Bloods that his character, he had the daughter? His name in real life?
I don't know that actor's name.
Well, that guy,
right?
That guy put in an interview that when he was working on the movie, he's very famous. He was on The Wire. He was on a bunch of different HBO shows.
You've seen him.
Yeah, you've seen him. He told his wife when he was filming, because his wife wanted to know, hey, you filming with Black Panther? What's it like? And he said, the guy's pampered. And he said he instantly regrets it now. Because he said, in between takes, there was a woman massaging his feet, a woman massaging his back.
Wow.
Like, he was like, these people just all over, fawning over him. It just right. And he realizes now that those people were taking care of him physically.
He thought he was being treated like Hollywood royalty.
Yeah, but no, he's in pain. He's
wow.
in, like this was happening on the set. And he's still pushing himself to film. He's still like to that revelation to me when I read that I don't think anybody gets to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear that, and you don't hear that often in terms of how much people push themselves beyond everything. No matter what. And I guess that's what he needed. I guess that was what he wanted to do. Other people could have just, sat back and just disappeared for a little while. You wouldn't hear about him. But no, he pushed forward through. Through everything, so much so that he, if anything, it's almost as if, as much as it sounds bad, what COVID-19 did to the world was put everybody on pause. I felt like he was pushing himself, and that was helping him. So who knows if this pause,
absolutely,
is what is done in a lot of people. It's said that a lot of people don't even want to retire because the average lifespan after retirement could be anywhere from 1 to 5 years, because when you stop working, if you retire after 65, if you retire that late in life and you don't keep up the same movement, you can just fall. And I think that's why Chadwick wanted to push himself, and why a lot of people in that situation want to, because they just want to, they want to keep going no matter what. He did ride till the wheels fell off. And I cannot say anything else other than I have much respect for that Absolutely. Mentality. I have much respect for that work ethic. And it's the testament goes to show that if he had that much drive, who knows what he could have done with more time. Yeah. We would have seen nothing but amazing things. And that's why I can't be anything but thankful for what Chadwick Boseman was for the arts community.
He started off in this business with a desire to actually direct. He wanted to be in the production side of things. He wanted to be behind the camera. This is based on an interview I recently saw. And it was funny to hear him talk because he never saw himself in front of the camera. And when he was there, he decided to learn as much as he could from that part of the craft. But always in the back of the mind, he still wanted to go back to directing and producing and writing and really create from an artist's point of view as a viewer. And it's a shame that we lost him so early because we won't get to see that. But at least Chadwick Boseman has left a really, really solid body of work that we can honor um, his legacy and watch his work, learn from him. I don't think you can watch a movie with Chadwick Boseman now and not feel something. Everything's
Mhm.
gonna feel a little bit more because he's gone. But his movies are still here. We would like to extend our sincere condolences to Chadwick Boseman's family because I understand this is a hard time. Uh, we have recently lost several family members of our own during this time. Uh, not necessarily COVID-19 related, but it still hurts. And I hope the media, I hope we're all respecting your privacy. I'm not going to bother you. You guys had a beautiful member of your family gone, and we want to say thank you for lending him to us in the form of all these amazing characters. And we hope the rest of you out there will get a chance to watch some of his work, and hopefully you'll appreciate it the way we do.
So thank you guys for watching this episode, and we will catch you in the next one.